Welcome to the Base Indonesian Talks.
He's clapping.
Well, okay, I can't see him clapping, so you gotta show it to the audience. There you go. Can we get like an audience applause in the background? There you go. Hey, can we get some jazz music here? You know, just like in those late night shows. Anyways, today here we have a very special guest, the very beautiful, very glamorous, very smoky Indah G from Indah G Show.
What's good, everybody?
Hey.
Thank you for having me here. The second time we're gonna piss people off on the internet together.
Yeah, last time we did it was when we talked about Israel and Palestine.
It's been interesting.
It's been very interesting.
Yeah, to say the least.
Yep, she gets people giving her death threats and at the same time giving her thanks for, you know, solving their body odor issue, I guess. What episode do we want to do today? What's the topic? What's on the table?
Okay, so last time I checked, we're gonna be talking about Chinese Indonesians and what, based off of our survey that we put out literally just yesterday. What the Chinese Indonesian, hopefully Chinese Indonesian respondents, because honestly, like we can't.
There's no way to discern if the people that put in the survey are actually Chinese Indonesians or Indonesians thinking they're Chinese, or Indonesians, you know, who look super Indonesian but only have like 3% Chinese blood in them and they consider themselves as Chinese.
Yeah, exactly.
So there's no way of knowing if they're Chinese Indonesians, but we hope.
Yeah, we're just gonna have to
Indonesians.
operate off of like good faith, I guess. How many respondents? 70?
We had 77 last time I checked,
77,
but
yeah.
numbers could have changed. Let's consult the laptop. I call it Augustus because I bought it in August.
Oh, is that the Lenovo Yoga?
It's a Lenovo Legion.
Okay. Is that the
Yes.
one where you can flip it like and then turn it into a touchscreen?
I don't think so.
No, not that one.
Yeah. Let's see. We have 81 respondents. Woo.
81 respondents. Zoom into that. I'm actually not at all that surprised that most people. What was the percentage? 39 was the largest one.
Oh, what's one second? Let me check
Go to the overview.
Responses.
Summary.
I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. I am currently suffering from a flu, so I will be having.
COVID's back.
Yeah,
COVID's made
COVID
a comeback.
is actually back.
Get vaccinated.
Yep. Don't forget to wear a mask
Wash your hands, because I know them did just be nasty.
and shut your mouth.
Which we're not doing. We're not doing that right now. But umur dan this is the age range. So just an overview of like the majority of like the respondents. I mean, as expected, 18 to 25 because that's the demographic that we normally pull. And then if you go down,
I mean, there's a half of these people. You know, half of these people are like 18 to 25 because overwhelming majority of the people on social media are of the younger.
that too. That too.
demographic, obviously.
It's a combination of both factors. But
Yeah.
this one, paslon berapa yang Anda ingin pilih? I'm not at all that surprised at 39.5%, which makes up the majority of the respondents' answers is nggak mau milih atau nggak tahu mau milih siapa, or netral golongan putih.
Yeah, I'm not surprised as well.
Yeah.
Because the thing is like the thing about this, a lot of people have problems with this election is that a lot of people complain that 3 of the candidates, they're actually pretty shy. You know? And some candidates, some vice presidential candidates are actually much more better than their presidential candidate. You know, so I don't really blame them. It's all written on the wall why people would not make their selection, and there's there's 39% of it. It's a majority.
Yeah, 39.5 is the majority. The majority of the survey respondents. So again, there's 81 respondents in total. So most people pick that they're not voting for anybody. They don't know who to vote for. And then the second is who's the red?
Prabowo Gibran.
Deras?
Yeah, Prabowo Gibran. So I'm quite surprised as well. I thought a lot of people in the Chinese Indonesian community would gravitate mostly towards Ganjar Mahfud.
Yeah.
But then I was surprised when I opened up the results last night and also this morning I followed through that apparently a lot of people picked Prabowo Gibran. You know, and of course they specified the reasons here. We could go through it again, but I would just like to say that I'm super surprised.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, you know, while we're doing this episode, again, keep in mind the most important thing that you guys got to keep in mind is that with this survey, we couldn't guarantee that the respondents were actually of Chinese Chinese
Yeah, of
descent,
course.
right? So I mean, for all I know, there could have been like some people that just decided like, oh, we're just gonna. I know they said Chinese Indonesians only, but we're just gonna fuck around anyway.
Yeah,
Like, go
they'd be
ahead and
like, oh
fill in the
yeah,
survey."
today I feel like I'm Chinese.
Yeah, keep that into consideration. But at the same time, yes, that, and definitely as somebody from the Chinese Indonesian community, that surprises me. At the same time, when you really know the mentality of a lot of, I want to make a disclaimer, not just Chinese Indonesians, but the propensity for people to go along with political candidates that are just the most, like whoever is the most powerful and whoever is the most popular,
Yeah.
right? So at the same time, I'm not at all that surprised. Like we gotta keep in mind that a lot of people do vote for political candidates just based off of popularity votes.
Yeah, obviously, because you know, in a democracy, what is the fundamental aspect of a democracy is that it's a popularity contest.
Yeah.
And people who don't really make up their minds and don't really have the capability or the time to think about who they want to vote properly, they just see the polls and they'd be like, this is the most popular votes, and a lot of people are voting for them. Therefore, I'm gonna vote for them because everybody's voting for them.
Right.
Yeah, it's just a case of follow the leader or join whoever's the strongest.
Right. And also, one thing about Prabowo though, and like the fact that his running mate is Gibran Rakabuming, and then considering the fact that majority of the people that responded to this survey are also of the younger generation, I mean, I think there is a little bit of truth in how part of Prabowo choosing Gibran as his running mate is to appeal to the younger generation.
No, definitely. It's
Right.
definitely not because he chose. It's definitely not because Gibran is Jokowi's son. No, that's
Yeah.
definitely not the reason.
Yeah, no, absolutely not. It's
That's
because he-
definitely not the reason.
Yeah, exactly. Right? And I'm pretty sure he said so himself that like he wants to, part of having Gibran as his running mate is to appeal to the younger generation, and like also the survey is like mostly young people. And
Yeah.
so that might be why, because when we go down later on to the other questions, I'm pretty sure somebody, and like maybe a few people like said the same thing. But also, so second to Prabowo and Gibran are Ganjar, who I thought would have taken the lead. But and then the least is, I'm not surprised, Anies. Yeah. And then if we go to the second question, kenapa Anda memilih paslon tersebut? So why did you choose these candidates?
There's
At least-
81 responses, which is quite surprising because the thing is, I didn't make this this question mandatory. So that means for us to have 81 responses means that everybody is willing to explain why they choose these presidential candidates. But now I'm starting to regret not. So I actually had them, respond in short answers instead of pollings, instead of multiple choices or
Right.
check boxes, and there
The
you
results
go.
are interesting, guys.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, and now we have to like skim through each one of them, but like let's just skim through it.
Right. Well, some of them you can tell like who they voted for because
Yeah.
it's incorporated into their answers. But
Okay. We got like one guy saying "Gak Prabowo."
yeah, I think maksudnya like asal bukan si Prabowo aja kayak gitu.
Belum yakin karena semua ada aja flow-nya, which is okay, but then tetap aja bingungin.
Yeah. Go through like the most, I guess, the ones that leave the biggest impression or like the most.
Beneran nggak tahu milih siapa. Yang satu kadrun, yang satu dulu terlibat di kejadian tahun 99 di Timor Leste, yang satunya oke tapi boneka banget. So like,
Also, what does kadrun mean?
kadrun means kadal gurun.
What does that mean?
I feel like it's a term used when you're supposed to call like super ultra Muslim buzzers.
Okay, so I know who that's referring to.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. Yeah.
It's like it's.
Tapi
it's very
boneka
cool.
banget. Is that what people are saying about? I mean,
Yeah, about Ganjar.
Ganjar.
Definitely.
That he looks like a doll.
No, not because he looks like a doll. He looks like Homelander. But anyways, the reason why people call him a doll is because people are afraid that Ganjar's ascension to presidency might be a case of Megawati controlling the government once more.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Megawati was accused of being a mastermind plenty of times back in Jokowi's first period. And Megawati has said that joke on the record that Jokowi is a petugas partai. And people fear that the same precedents will be exacted on Ganjar as a petugas partai. That is why.
Karena so far. And honestly, I don't know about the majority, but like when I was skimming through, a lot of the answers were along the lines of not knowing who to vote for because like they're just not very well researched on the candidates yet. And since I'm going to assume that a lot of the people that responded to this are some of my followers, since I did put it up on my Instagram and everything.
Yeah.
And I do tend to, a big chunk of my followers and just like, you know, the people that follow me or engage with me on the internet in general are people that are like, yeah, like me, English as a first language, not the most educated on anything Indonesian, really, and maybe struggle to find information on the presidential elections and like in a way that, well, number one, being in English, besides like the Jakarta Post, I guess, but not knowing how to like go about researching these candidates. I guess this is where we can plug Bijak Memilih. Shout out to Abigail.
Shout out to Abigail Lemuria. That's her name, right?
Yeah. Lemuria.
Yeah, if you guys are really confused, you guys are English speakers, you guys treat Jakarta as if though it's Los Angeles, Pondokina as if though it's Beverly Hills, and Jakartans as if though you guys are Californians, then, you know, I suggest you guys go over to Bijak Memilih and start to learn about presidential candidates and politics from them.
Did you watch the debate?
I was outside actually working. I was, if I'm not mistaken, I was in Makassar when it was happening. So I was in Makassar. I had a business trip in Makassar and South Sulawesi. When I came back to the hotel, which was like 1 a.m., I realized that the debate was over, and I was like, oh shit, it's Jover, man.
I mean, Jover. No, but you can always just like watch it. Like I'm sure it's recorded somewhere out there. On the internet.
It's recorded, but you know, I'm too much of a lazy ass. I'm like, oh my god.
Setting a good example for all the children watching.
Hey, just pretend like you watch the debate, and everything is going to be fine. Fake it till you make it.
I mean, cause my excuse for not watching the debate is that I wanted to watch the debate. I could have. I just don't understand what the fuck they're saying.
Well,
so I rely on like the Jakarta Post. Shout out to the Jakarta Post. Honestly, I'm not affiliated with them whatsoever, but like, honestly, like, they do God's work for me, man. Like,
yeah, I get it. Like sometimes when you're struggling to look for a article that is very English friendly about Indonesia or Jakarta in general, well, the Jakarta Post has it for you.
Yeah.
You know, it really helps me back in the my university days.
Yeah.
You know, shout out to the Jakarta Post.
Someone wrote cute. I wonder who this person voted for.
Well.
Yeah, that one I can't. Yeah, we can't find.
Ganjar, I think.
Ganjar.
No,
probably.
No.
Imagine voting for a political candidate because you think they're hot or like they're cute, which I guess some people do.
I think that's why people would choose Arnold Schwarzenegger back then. That's why he was governor of California.
I think there was more to Arnold Schwarzenegger than like getting voted as governor of California than just him being like the fucking Hulk. Like. I think with him it was like more so like a popularity vote because it's like the Terminator.
So. Yeah. I guess so. He was a Terminator. He was the governor afterwards.
Yeah. I actually don't know how Arnold.
But I don't know. I'm gonna make a very uneducated guess. But a lot of I feel like a lot of Indonesians, they like to choose based on appearances. And recently inside the what do you call that? The House of Representatives, the Parliament, the National Parliament.
Yeah.
I could see a lot of people who are super good looking are there.
Are you talking about our elections? Ours, right?
I'm talking about our country.
Because there's that one, the one that you sent me. I'm like, of course we're not gonna say his name, but from the
Just say his name. It's okay.
No, I can't. I forgot his
You
name.
forgot his name?
Every housewife's dream.
Yeah. Yeah, he's like every housewife's fantasy.
Yeah,
just put his poster right here.
Right here.
Yeah,
like,
right
what a
here.
hunk.
Like
And
you can see him. You can see him like it's obvious. You know, he has his shirt, but his shirt is like his sleeve is cut, so
Man-
you can see his biceps.
man knew what he was doing with that.
Yeah,
guy.
man
knew what he was doing. He knew what he was doing.
He understood housewives in Indonesia are very frustrated, and so he is built like a housewife's fantasy. And Zulhas, you are a genius for doing that. And also, he speaks in third person.
Oh.
He speaks in third person.
Oh.
So, and that is really appealing to a lot of housewives,
Yeah.
or middle-aged women. He's like, oh my god, he's so cute.
Oh,
he speaks in
gosh.
third person.
Oh.
Feral. Yeah.
Oh my god.
But shout out to Vero Bramanta.
Yeah.
My god, man, I'm really sorry. I didn't memorize your name, but I know your first name is Vero.
Yeah.
Shout out to you. I feel like one day you're gonna be a very big man.
Yeah.
Which you already are. Look at those biceps.
I might not know your name, but I know your face, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Indah wants to get to know you.
Get on a first name basis. Oh, and obviously, just like a disclaimer, right? Like, obviously, we're not endorsing any of the candidates, and also this should be common sense, but I guess we should put it out there. Like, please don't go about voting for political candidates just based off of how hot you think they are.
There you go.
Right? What do you think of this one? Someone wrote, anak muda tidak mungkin paslon 1 karena agamis. So that's Anies. Yeah, so 1 is Anies, 2 is Prabowo, 3 is Ganjar, right? So
Yeah.
paslon 1 karena agamis, tidak mungkin paslon 3. So Ganjar karena sepak terjang di Jateng kurang bagus. I don't understand this. What does karena sepak terjang di Jateng mean?
Ganjar's whatever this person is saying, they're claiming that Ganjar's job performance
Yes.
in Central Java is lacking.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Something about reducing the poverty rate in where he's from Central Java. Yeah?
He's from Central Java, yeah.
Yeah,
I haven't
Central
actually
Java.
got into the numbers, but last time I checked, Central Java is still one of the most poorest provinces in Indonesia.
Yeah, no, just
Yeah.
go check. If you go on the Bijak Memilih website, and then you can look at like the candidates. This is not sponsored or like affiliated with Bijak Memilih ever, but it's just like it's a very good website. And especially like what I really appreciate is that it has the English option as well. Thank you, Abigail, for people like me. But yeah, you go on there and you can read. That's one of the things that was highlighted under Ganjar's profile, is that I think it was something to do with the poverty rate and how, yeah, I mean, he wanted to bring it down. It ended up kind of going up.
Yeah, it kind of but then again, like I checked the numbers. Central Java is still one of the most poorest provinces in Indonesia, in Indonesia and Java, but it is actually the second poorest now. Yeah, the poorest now belongs to Yogyakarta.
Jogja paling miskin.
Yeah.
Yeah. True. Oh, fun fact about Jogja, there was like a survey released, a little bit off tangent, but kind of fun. Jogja is the poorest in, I think, all of Java, right?
Yeah, it
but,
is.
Yeah, it's the poorest, but they scored the highest on the happiness index.
So it seems like there is happiness in poverty.
Wow.
Well, and of course, if the political candidates are good looking, by the way, of course they're happy. By the way, it's Bramasta, right?
There you go, Feral Bramasta.
Sorry, Feral, not
Feral,
Feral, not Feral.
People
Will
call it
Ferrell.
Feral.
No,
Will-
Feral.
Feral.
Feral. Yeah.
Okay. Indonesians kind of have a hard time with VNF, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially Sudanese, apparently.
Yeah. Dian,
No, I'd like to say something about the what you were focusing on this one, right? Anak muda
anak muda tidak mungkin paslon
1. Well, this response shows that what you say is somewhat correct because Prabowo chose Gibran to appeal to the younger generation, definitely for that reason, not because he was Jokowi's son or anything, right? Not because of that, okay? So, and this guy, or this girl, or this day, or
they them
Yeah.
trying not to get canceled
Yeah.
again.
Yeah, because again, we're facing Indonesians that think this is California.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, we're allies.
Yeah. So we just like to be general neutral about this. But anyways, they said they choose Prabowo Gibran because anak muda. There you go. So Prabowo had it clear. Prabowo was right. You know, he made the right choice.
Yeah. Dia negarawan. Oh, that one's definitely. Ganjar is definitely the most homegrown out of all of the others, the other two.
Yeah, definitely. Ganjar seems to be a very populist leader.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Karena saya penasaran apa tujuan Prabowo ingin menjadi presiden hingga berkali-kali mencalonkan diri sebagai calon presiden.
Gak ada sih.
Padahal yikes. Padahal Prabowo sudah mengeluarkan banyak uang dan dapat how do you read that?
Cemooh.
Cemooh. Wow,
Dari-
that's a new word in my vocabulary bank. Dari banyak masyarakat. What does cemooh mean?
Cemooh means insult.
Oh,
mocking.
got it. Okay.
Yeah.
That's a valid question to ask about Prabowo. I'm not gonna. You know what? I will say, I respect the resilience. I really.
You respect the resilience
I
and the
respect-
grit.
Yes, the resilience
Yeah.
and the grit, the perseverance. This is his how many time running?
This is his third time attempting to run as president.
Third?
It's actually his fourth time attempting to run for office, but it's his third time running for president.
President,
Yeah, because
yes.
the first time he tried running for president, Megawati was like, "Get down, boy.
Wow.
Bitch slapped him.
Yeah.
Mommy, you know?
Get down, boy.
I mean, to see,
That's my seat right there.
I mean,
That's my seat right there."
to see Prabowo being like that, right? He's definitely a Gryffindor.
Yeah.
Oh!
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Prabowo,
Prabowo is definitely a
Anies,
Gryffindor.
Ganjar. Which house? Which Harry Potter house are they?
I
Hogwarts
feel like Anis might be Anis is definitely a Ravenclaw.
Yes. Oh,
Anis
thank
is
you.
definitely a Ravenclaw.
Thank you. That was what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Ravenclaw. Ganjar. I think he's
is
a
Gryffindor.
Gryffindor,
He's definitely Gryffindor.
Prabowo.
Is Gryffindor as well. I wouldn't say he's Slytherin.
I was gonna say Slytherin. I'm not gonna lie. Then Slytherins are great.
No, he's not a snake. He's not a snake. He's a lion, you know.
Mm.
And rumors say he lost one of his balls in Timor. Yeah.
I mean, listen, man.
If that's not bravery, then I don't know what is.
I mean, if Prabowo's
Yeah.
a Slytherin, he's Slytherin to your pockets, bro.
Hey, my man.
You took that from a tweet back in
Hey!
2014. I'm gonna slither
Everything
in
is-
your bed. There's nothing new under the sun, I get it.
Yeah, there's nothing new under the sun.
Yeah.
We all plagiarizing one another. That was a good one. But
404 not found.
I feel that.
404 not found.
Yeah, no, some of these responses are reading these candidates to filth. Wow, gak cerdas, wakilnya bocil, Anies jangan ditanyain, bikin malu, paling oke, among the worst. I don't know who this person voted for, but I mean-
Definitely Anis. From the sound of things.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
big fan of Anies for
He
sure.
called Gibran a bocil, so that's definitely Anis, man.
This is see, okay.
Ganjar.
This is a good one. By far the most articulate in the first debate. This is referring to Anies. All Anis's analysis on the root causes of the issue are spot on, and he seems to understand the technicalities of what he's saying compared to the other two. Definitely not perfect. Needs
Fact
factual check. Yeah, needs fact checking for sure.
Yeah, because the thing is like Anis. Actually, just continue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's also the
Oh.
one acting as a pure opposition. Based on my decision solely on the first debate, wasn't his supporter before due to his game on identity politics, but open to change my perspective on him and his VP candidate if they keep doing well on future debates. Yeah, that's the thing. Like Anis was definitely the strongest performer on the debate stage.
Yeah, he was the strongest performer.
Because he's the most articulate and he's the most eloquent of the bunch. But I mean,
I
just
do
that,
agree.
and those are important skills. Charisma and the ability to articulate oneself in a coherent way is a very important skill to have as a president. Is it the most important skill to have as a president? Also, for all the people that are unaware, Anies, is he still the current governor of Jakarta?
No,
Not, right?
he stopped being the governor since like last year.
Last
but,
year, yeah.
but I feel like he got fired.
Sekarang siapa governor?
Heru Budi Hartono, Anis's vice.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I just like to say about Anis was that he's really articulate in how he presents his argument. Of course, his background is that he's an academic, and it is only to be expected that an academic would be very eloquent in linguistics, right? They're masters of the tongue.
Okay, but I
So-
will say, I'm not saying this in detriment of Anis, but like, what the fuck was the whole Wakanda no more, Indonesia forever?
It's because Anis,
Like-
pointed out that because there is a repression of democracy in Indonesia, and because of that, when citizens of Indonesia want to speak out against the government, criticize people inside the government or of the ruling elite, they need to do what is called a self-censorship, which is why they refer to Indonesia as Konoha or Wakanda.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how. That's what Anis. That is the pattern that Anis spotted. But one thing I'd like to talk about Anis, to continue what you were saying. Sorry to cut you off.
No,
Yeah.
don't worry about it.
Was that Anis? Anis, he is very good on rhetorics. He's very articulate, but a lot of data that he gave out was incorrect. Right? He said that under his governorship, churches has seen an increase of. There's an increase of churches under his tenure as governor, and that is incorrect.
Not just churches, right? Just religious houses of worships in general across all the religions.
Yes, that is incorrect. Anis basically gave inaccurate data. I won't say false. He probably forgot, or maybe because he's an academic and he's smart, he says like anything I can say just comes out as data, because I got a PhD. So yeah. And maybe that's also the case, but maybe it's also because he's been selling a narrative and he needs to start believing on his own narrative in order to get votes. But whatever he's saying, whatever he's conveying, no matter how incorrect or inaccurate it is, it seems to be working. A lot of observers have noted that Anis is slowly gaining votes from undecided voters and could possibly beat Ganjar. Yeah,
Damn.
could possibly overtake Ganjar.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay.
that is what a lot of political observers have noted.
Okay. So correct me if I'm wrong, because I'm just hearing through the grapevine. Again, I didn't watch the debate, mostly because I can't understand anything, but I hear through the grapevine that one of Anis's, I guess one of the things that he is championing is freedom of speech.
Yes, freedom of speech
in this country, right?
Yeah.
I guess that ties into the whole, Wakanda,
The Wakanda
no more.
forever.
Right. Do you believe him on that? You personally, do you believe him on that? Like, is that something that you think if he were to be elected as president, that is a promise that he's going to deliver?
Wow, that is an entire essay, because political process works that sometimes the whims and the will of the leader, they need to compromise with the political elite. Well, if the leader wants to make everything free but the political elite doesn't, then leader needs to back down, or else he's going to risk losing support from the elite. So I don't think that Anis would probably attempt to increase freedom of speech in Indonesia, but I don't think it would be. I would just think it would be futile. It would be futile. It is a commonly known fact now that Indonesia is experiencing a repression of democracy, and I fully support it. Dictatorship all the way, yay!
Oh, I don't.
Yes.
Just him.
No democracy. Democracy is chaotic. Democracy is a struggle. Dictatorship, nah, yeah. We lived under Suharto for 36 years, 32 years, and we have experienced no crises whatsoever. So yay, dictatorship.
I do not echo any of his sentiments.
Yeah.
I'm just here, taking care of the children. So,
I'm half serious.
moving on. Based on so first debate was identity politics. Yeah, Anis also has like, I guess, a pretty bad rep of using identity politics a lot.
That's the thing about Anis. But I'd like to speak in defense of Anis after butchering him up before. Anis actually rarely indulges in political identity, and the ones that actually indulges in political identity is his supporters.
Yeah.
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 Do
That
you
is
believe?
true.
Do you believe in the saying that the cause is defined by the supporters?
The cause is defined by the supporters. Ooh, that is a tricky one, right? Because I think you could extrapolate that to, for example, Donald Trump, right? Just because Donald Trump happens to have a lot of supporters of the KKK, does that mean that he supports the values of the KKK and like is a part of the KKK, right? That was like a huge major debate topic like back in the States like a few years ago. So, I mean, what was your question again? Does
the cause is the cause defined by the supporters?
The supporters?
Yeah.
Is the cause defined by the supporters? No. Like, per technicality, no, it's not defined by the supporters, but I think it runs the risk of, the cause runs the risk of being swayed by the supporters.
Yes.
Right?
It also gives the cause a bad rep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
An extremely bad rep. I will be honest, and this is just me speaking personally, and to no detriment to Anis whatsoever, but it's just one of the things that for me personally turns me off against him is like, the fact that he has a lot of it's public information, I can say it, right?
What?
Like a lot of Islamic backing.
Yeah, of course. Say it out loud. Say
Okay.
it out loud so the man on the back can hear.
No, it's his affiliation. That is the word. Affiliation with a lot of Islamic parties and other Islamic figures like, what's his name?
Habib Rizik.
Habib Rizik. So take that what you will, but that's a personal opinion.
Of course.
I'm sure a lot of people feel the same way because honestly, like that's what I was telling Uda like at the back just now. Like Anis, if it weren't for Anis's the fact that he has most of his support is from Islamists.
I would say some of his support is from the Islamists.
It's a huge chunk of his
chunk.
supporters being, people from Islamist organizations
Yeah.
and movements. If it weren't for that, he might get my vote. He might.
Yeah.
Yeah, he might.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, I would speak on. I do get behind on what you're saying, and I can agree with a lot with what you're saying.
Yeah.
I also like to speak in defense of Anis is that a lot of people say, oh yeah, Anis is supported by hardline Muslims. Well, yeah, Anis is supported by Habib Rizik, who is supposed to be the leader of FPI back then.
An actual FPI.
FPI,
Yeah.
Front Pembela Islam, if you guys don't know. Front Pembela Islam, from my Indonesian Californian friends, is the Islamic, it's like an Islamic organization that tries to protect and defend Islamic values in Indonesian society. But anyways, hardline Muslims support Anis, but there's hardline Muslims supporting Prabowo as well. Yeah, and there's also hardline Muslims supporting Ganjar as well, but you don't really see much of it because either it's agenda setting from the media or because they're not as famous as Habib Rizik. Take for example, Abu Janda, he supports Prabowo.
Right.
So yeah.
And to be honest, like with the whole claim of like, oh, Anis, he plays a lot with identity politics, or like, like whoever says that about any of the candidates, actually when you take a step back and you look at it more holistically, I think what you said was right. It's not that these candidates are playing into identity politics, but it's the nature of a lot of Indonesians to
it's the nature of a lot of Indonesians
to be playing identity politics when going about choosing which political candidates to vote for, because I mean, proximity to multiple things, religion, ethnicity,
definitely,
right? Like those do contribute to whether or not people will vote for a certain candidate or not. Whether or not I agree or disagree with that is a different story, but I'm just pointing it out.
Yeah.
My boyfriend supports it. Okay. Please do not vote for a political candidate just because your partner or your spouse is also voting for them, right? Like, a little bit of individualism is good.
Prabowo has a history of violating human rights. Anis has PKS and his followers aren't exactly the most tolerant group, and Ganjar has proven to undervalue other people's profession.
What's PKS?
PKS is Prosperous Justice Party. They are the far
the
Muslims.
party.
Yeah.
Oh, as in
far-right
he
Muslims.
has that party. Okay, got it.
Yeah, he has that party supporting him.
Okay.
Behind.
Yeah.
And Ganjar has proven to undervalue other people's professions.
Oh, is T.
I feel like Ganjar's sin right here is the same, has the same way as Prabowo's history of violating human rights.
I think one kind of. I think one might outweigh the other more. But okay, see, I didn't know that about Ganjar. That's like his rep.
Yeah, he apparently he undervalued Najwa Shihab's
Got it.
profession. In her show, he's like, Mbak Nana ini salah satu lulusan terbaik di UI. Tapi kenapa Mbak Nana hanya menjadi MC?
He said that.
Yeah, he said that.
Publicly,
He said that
yeah.
publicly in her show.
Yeah, it was a live show as well.
It was a live show.
The disrespect.
I know.
It's a blunder.
That's a huge blunder.
Oh my God. Najwa, you are so kind, because I know if that were me, if anybody talked like that to my face, I would slap them right there.
Najwa Shihab turned the entire thing from a normal coffee conversation to a public execution in France.
Good. As she should. I would never tolerate anybody coming at me like that.
Yep. The reason why we decide to move capitals, Indah, is because
Climate change.
because what do you call that? Because traffic jams and shit.
Yeah, sure. That's definitely why.
Yeah, traffic jams and shit. And when I say shit, there's like an entire essay of it, but we will not get there. You can pretty much search it up on your own. But because of that, it necessitates us to move our capitals, but there is a matter of ethics. You build a capital right next to a place that isn't really well developed. The people there are still struggling with basic needs.
Right.
You decide to build a big-ass new capital.
No, they dead ass trying to build
Yeah.
Wakanda. Have you seen the images that they were proposing of like what it's gonna look like?
Oh,
Nusantara.
yeah.
They dead ass trying to build a Wakanda.
They're trying to build Wakanda.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's great.
You-
Wakanda forever.
Wakanda no more. But there is going to.
What?
But it's not Wakanda no more. We are gonna have Wakanda. in
Yeah, we are
Indonesia.
gonna have Wakanda
We
in
are.
Indonesia. So you gotta be happy for that. You gotta be proud. We got Wakanda and we got the first bullet train in Southeast Asia. Even India doesn't have it.
Aduh, tolong someone wrote
Malaysia.
Mahfud MD for the win. Did you see the?
Yeah, I see that. Mahfud MD.
No. Did you see the news? Of what?
Oh yeah, I saw it. About he blamed.
Yeah.
I can't believe. I have huge respect for this guy.
Yes.
I have huge respect for this guy.
Yes, 100%.
Yeah, this guy has a career spanning from 1990s all the way to now, sitting in super high government positions. Minister of Defense, Indah. Ketua Mahkamah Konstitusi.
Yeah.
Of the Constitution, Chief Justice of the Constitutional Court. Now, coordinating Minister of Human Rights, Laws, Military Defense, Legal Affairs, etc., etc. And you would think this guy, who's so educated in the realm of law and common human decency, to understand the nature of corruption, only to blame it on housewives.
Yeah. I know. Me personally, I'm just like weighing in
Oh
on
my
my
God.
personal opinions. Like that was like disappointing is an understatement of how I felt. Like I'm
My face is red right now.
like no, kayaknya nggak gitu deh Pak. Kayaknya nggak gitu deh Pak Mahfud.
Yeah.
Maaf ya, bukan kayak gitu.
Yeah.
Talk about Desperate Housewives, right?
Yeah.
No, but oh gosh, and it's like right, the timing is so bad for that to come out.
I know, right?
It's so bad. Like
It's so bad.
Pak Mahfud, I'm sorry, but that doesn't give that really does not paint you in like the best light. Like it's really giving misogyny.
Yeah, man.
It's really giving misogyny.
That makes you misogynist.
Yeah.
Dude, you have the highest electability rates in all of them, in all those candidates. I feel like if you wanted to run for president, you can, and you can win easily. But you decide to be like, I want to show solidarity to my buddy Ganjar, and I'm gonna blunder myself into oblivion.
Okay, number one, you know what? No disrespect to Pak Mahfud, obviously, but like somebody please tell me that his wife chewed his ass out once he got home for saying that on national television.
Yeah, honey, I can't believe you said that. So that means I'm bad.
Yeah. Like I wonder how I wonder how his wife reacted to that. Also, second of all, I wonder how Ganjar is reacting to this, because correct me if I'm wrong, but one of the things that why a lot of, especially the younger generation of women, are leaning more towards Ganjar is because he has sort of been more vocal about his stance on not necessarily feminism, but like women's rights. Like you kind of know where he stands more on like when it comes to women's rights compared to all the other candidates. That he's been more vocal about that, right? And so Ganjar kind of does have like, I guess, a bit of this image of like somebody who is like for the women and for the girls, right?
Yeah, for the girls,
yeah,
man.
for the girls.
Yeah,
for the gays, I'm not too sure.
Boss girls, yeah.
For the gays, unfortunately, I'm not too sure, but definitely for the girls,
Oh,
right?
that is a no touchy.
No touchy touchy?
No touchy touchy.
Cut that out then.
No, I mean, we're gonna keep that in.
Okay.
But in terms of Indonesian politics, in the context of Indonesian politics.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
That
Don't
is
touch that.
no touchy touchy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, maybe one day. I don't know. But it's just Pak Mahfud. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Like, man.
Yeah. You know what this is? This calls for a song. Lo tau nggak lagunya apa for this?
Hah?
Lo tau nggak lagunya buat ini Mahfud MD apa? Wanita Dunia.
Oh my god. Oh my god. No, stop. Next.
Oh my god, man.
Prabowo's experience as the Minister of Defense. I guess Prabowo, a lot of people do care about his military background too, huh? Even though on the survey, like later as we go down, a lot of the top three, if you go down to the last question of issues.
It's mostly about human resources and education. That is the primary concern of Chinese Indonesians.
Yeah, so the primary concern, allegedly, this is Chinese Indonesians again.
Allegedly.
We can't really vouch for that, but the largest vote is for sumber daya manusia. So was that in English? Labor? Like workforce?
No, it's human resources.
Oh, human resources. Right, yeah, sorry. Sumber daya manusia is the largest vote, followed by, so that's number one, followed by pendidikan, education. Yep, and then HAM, right? HAM.
Yeah. Human rights, women and children.
Yeah, human rights, women and children. Me personally, I have no contentions with that being the order of priorities.
Yeah.
Shared by the respondents of the survey, and then the top three least voted.
Yeah.
Yaitu pertanian, industri dan hilirisasi.
Hilirisasi. It's manufacturing of resources.
Got it.
Into goods.
Okay, pertanian, industri dan hilirisasi, dan apa militer kan?
Yeah,
Oh,
security.
tied with, it's pertanian, industri dan hilirisasi, which is tied with pemuda dan olahraga yang nobody gives a shit about. I'm sorry, but like nobody gives a shit about that. Dan urusan maritim, military,
No,
right?
maritim is
marine.
maritime affairs.
Yeah, marine, right?
Marine affairs.
Yeah, marine affairs. Yeah, okay,
marine
yeah,
affairs.
my bad. But yeah, isn't Prabowo marine as well? Correct me if I'm wrong.
No, Prabowo in his history as a soldier, Prabowo is a special forces.
Okay.
An Indonesian special forces operator, and he's also an officer. And at some point, he was the commander of the Strategic Reserve Command.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, never mind. He's not marine, but
yeah.
What about military? Like, did you put military on there?
Yeah, I put military. Oh, Jesus.
Oh, sorry.
Lord. There you go.
Military. Where did that rank?
Military is in security and military, and that is 16.
Okay, it's
pretty
lumayan
decent. I feel like the reason why people choose Prabowo is not because of even though it's because of his military background, it's not because of military and security, the topics that they want him to focus on, but it's more on foreign policy, investment and stuff like that. Because as you can see here, where is it? There's 25 here. Some people, there's a decent amount of people that wants this to happen. You know, that wants people them to focus on foreign policy and investment. Even though it still loses against the overwhelming number of human resources, and then you got infrastructure. But there is that here, and it explains that people need Prabowo's capacity of thinking strategically to navigate captain the ship of Indonesia and navigate these more restless waters of international politics. Yeah.
Yeah, one could hope that those skills translate over
I mean, yeah, because like
at his age.
as we said in, you know, when I appeared on your show,
Yeah.
Indonesia is, sorry, not Indonesia, but the world is slowly dawning itself on the second Cold War. I think you cut that part out when I said, because I watched the entire video and I didn't, I remember I said, I think it got cut out.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
that's
but
bad.
in that show, I said in the episode where we talked about Israel and Palestine, I said that the world is dawning on a new Cold War, and there's bound to be a lot of geopolitical games and schemes happening between countries, and Indonesia needs leaders that understands its strategic capabilities and that is able to discern the interest of enemies and allies, who's able to do diplomacy with people outside of idealism and remove from any sort of bias.
Right.
And people who vote for Prabowo, they know he is going to give them that. I'm not endorsing Prabowo or anything, but that is what I've come to understand from people who choose Prabowo.
Yeah, we're just reiterating talking points that that people normally say when in support of Prabowo.
Yeah.
Where was I going with this? No, I'm looking at the third question from all of our respondents. The majority of them, when we ask them like where they identify themselves on the political spectrum, from like what?
Oh yeah. So we are entering a new question. So we're moving on from why people decide to choose those presidential candidates, and we are now moving into what political alignment do you put yourself into? And there is 65 respondents from 81, and 66.2%, which is 43 of them, they choose center. That's pretty apolitical to me. Because, they're pretty moderate. They're not left, they're not right.
Even
they're
though
not up, they're not down, they're not in, they're not out.
Even though I wonder what does being centrist here in Indonesia translate as?
You don't have any particular bias to any sort of ideology. You're neither liberal, you're neither conservative.
Right.
You are moderate and you're more focused on stability.
No, but you see what I'm saying, right? Especially for people like you and me who were raised abroad, and then, well, I mean, you were in Australia, but I was in the United States, for example, and one of the things that I, maybe not per se reconciled with coming back here, but more so like I started realizing coming back here from the US is that for example, what it means to be a conservative in the US means an entirely different thing than what it means to be a conservative here in Indonesia. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's
I get it.
Like those, like being a conservative in America means completely different than what it means here. So I'm wondering like what being a centrist here in Indonesia, like in terms of, I guess, political values would entail, but I guess that's also just up to individual interpretation, right? Because it's like we ask them to vote based on where they think they're at, and like based off of their own understanding of what it means to be kiri jauh, kiri tengah gitu.
I mean, the implication is that when I put in the political spectrum from far left all the way to the far right, all the way to the center, is that people have an understanding of what is on the far left and what is on the far right.
But lumayan banyak juga sih kayaknya yang nggak ngerti, soalnya only 65 responses, so like a lot of people also omit that question probably because they don't understand.
81 responses, 65 out of 81 responses, that's like 15 people that doesn't understand.
Which is fine.
Which is fine.
Totally fine. Where are you on the spectrum?
Where am I on the spectrum?
What are you?
I kind of don't know, because I have a lot of ideas that is just all over the place. Yeah.
Because for me, if I was back in America, I would say...
You would definitely be a libertarian.
Yeah,
right?
but left-leaning libertarian. Because libertarian, actually, if you just say libertarian, on the political spectrum, that's actually more right-leaning.
Libertarian.
Yeah.
No, libertarian is actually very center.
Center, but kind of right-leaning, right?
That's actually the perspective that a lot of people have applied to libertarians. Because a lot of what libertarians want to do is protect their personal freedom, which is why libertarians advocate gun laws in America.
Yeah.
And you don't have to be a Republican or a right wing to support gun laws.
Right.
Yeah, but libertarians, they want to protect their freedom. They
Yeah.
want to guarantee their freedom. So people be like, oh, you're right. You're on the right. You're not left. But libertarians, they're pretty much on the center.
It's like dead center.
Yeah, dead
Yeah.
center.
Yeah, but social. There's that saying, and I know a lot of people back in America hate it when you say this because it's considered such a cop out. But socially, I'm very liberal, but fiscally very conservative.
Yes.
Yeah, very controversial back in the States actually. But does that really apply to me? Socially, I'm very left leaning. That's why I call myself a
Definitely.
left leaning
You
libertarian.
know,
Yeah.
all the topics.
Yeah, but
Left.
that's the thing. I don't know, like, if we're going off of the Indonesian political framework, I don't know what the fuck I would be. I guess like far left.
I wouldn't say you're far left because far left would be Marxist.
In
You would
Indo?
be- yeah.
Oke, misalnya?
Far left itu kalau misalkan di Indonesia itu tuh udah menjerumus ke it would be communism, Marxist, Leninist. all
Okay,
that.
don't worry.
Yeah.
I know I'm Chinese, but not like that. No, not like that.
Don't give them a reason.
No.
Don't give them an excuse.
No, yeah,
Okay.
they already have enough reasons. Don't give them more.
Yeah,
But
it's-
okay, yeah, no, not that. I guess left then, right? Just like
I would say you're left. Like in America, you'd be center left, right?
I'm center left. Yes.
You're center left. But in Indonesia, you would be considered as left.
Left, yeah, full on left.
You'd be like, oh my god, this woman is so liberal. Oh
Yeah,
my
yeah,
god,
yeah.
she's a libtard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I get called social justice warrior feminazi a lot on the
Yeah,
internet. So
but
yeah.
a lot of people that is educated
educated.
in the realms of political spectrums and shit would understand that you aren't a liberal, like a full-on libtard. No.
Yeah, no.
You'd be a libertarian because you approach things. Even though what you expose in Indonesia is liberal messages, the way you consume those liberal agendas are very conservative.
Yeah.
Lo itu berproses berhati-hati gitu loh. Is this change necessary in our conditions? How it will impact me? How it will impact you? You have plenty of considerations. That doesn't make you a liberal.
Yeah.
I mean, liberals have considerations of their own, but the way you do it is that you see if it's realistic or applicable here in this country of ours, our God bless Indonesia. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's exactly what I was about to say. Like one of the, I guess, key characteristics of being like a liberal or like being like a key leftist value is idealism.
Yeah, idealism.
Yeah, and which, okay, we need all the idealists out there, and I am
Yeah.
definitely, that's probably my how do you pronounce it? Achilles heel?
Achilles
right?
heel.
Yeah,
Achilles heel.
I can't English
Yeah.
today, but my Achilles heels is that I'm a very idealistic person.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's been through years of, I guess, sobering up in this world, and but also just like I get training, I guess, to bring it down to a level that is more realistic. And I guess that's like what distinguishes being on the left, or especially far left,
yeah,
right,
yeah.
versus everybody else. You're also like a
What?
left-leaning libertarian, right?
I'm fascist.
Nice. Okay. Moving on.
I'm kidding. Yeah,
No, I'm
can see.
kidding.
Yeah.
No, we're both left-leaning libertarians, right?
Yeah, I'm left-leaning libertarian.
Okay. Moving on.
I'm actually fascist. Nah, I'm just kidding. So, anyways, yeah, we are being evicted away from this room. I don't know, some parliament representative is waiting right outside.
Right
the
outside.
door.
So we're gonna get
Yeah.
going, you guys. But
So
we
we
hope.
gotta get going, and it's been so nice talking to you guys. And it's been so nice, and thank you very much for attending today's episode of the Base Indonesian Talks. Indah Gunawan, everybody.
Just call me Indah G. But yeah, no, thank you for having me here, and we hope you enjoyed that episode. Again, we're not meant to represent obviously every single Chinese Indonesian, and I'm a horrible representation of even just being Indonesian alone. But
That's right.
I hope it was entertaining and informational.
I hope it was educational, even though plenty, 20% of what we say is pretty much bullshit.
Yeah.
But
Bye.
see ya. This is Buzzer and Indah G signing out.